Welcome to Liverpool Rumours podcast with me, and can I use your real name now I know that you sign your articles off?
I thought you were anyway. You've said it a few times on here.
I haven't. I've always called you Ed. It's been really awkward.
Oh, just use whatever, it don't matter.
Okay, Sheila, with Benny Baller and Sheila, we will be discussing the youngsters' performance against Exeter. We will be having a look at the round for the FA Cup fourth round draw, and we will discuss the Ballon d'Or, yeah?
Correct. So can I use your real name?
If you wish. Go on then, what is it?
Obviously Benny Baller.
That's it, Benny Baller. First off, I'd just like to start the show with a bit of news. We've opened a Facebook page. If you search Football Rumours, there's also a link on the banter page. I've got a bet here with Sheila about it getting 200 likes in 2 days. So, we've got to do that. But, it'll be a thing of where we can just post urgent news. We can upload Sheila's articles and the podcasts, and yes, basically about getting more traffic into the site. Not that it needs it, because it's already massive, but every bit extra helps. So yeah, search Football Rumours on Facebook, or there's a link on the banter page. And yeah, okay, should we kick off with the Exeter game then?
We could do that, yeah.
You want a starting goal? It's the least glamorous review we'll give.
Oh, God. Where do you start with that?
Oh, well, Bogdan, he played in goal. He didn't have too much to do but pick the ball out of his net twice.
Yeah, to be fair, he did have a helping hand as well.
Yeah, true. Let's look at the first goal then. I need reminding. Okay, the crossing, and yeah, not at fault for the first goal, should we say? We couldn't do much about that, really.
Not at fault, no. But yeah, it's not him I'd blame for that one, no. I'd still like to see them do it. You'd still like to see him save them, but no, I wouldn't expect him to.
No, it's a good. Well, we'll go on to the positioning of the back line for the goal, but as the ball come in, the blokes put it near enough bottom corner. Good goal. So let's talk. What people want to hear about is obviously the corner. What do you make of that?
It's like having David James back.
Calamity James.
Yeah. It's just, the Chuckle brothers could have done a better job of that.
Oh, I mean, it gets a nudge. Let's not ignore he gets a nudge.
Yeah, but he should have just cleaned out. He should have cleaned the guy out. The guy nudged him. He didn't throw him in the back of the net like the way he tried to make out. It was just pathetic. I mean, you've got to remember, this is a big guy we're talking about in Bogdan. He's not little. He's not even little as into, he's not just tall. He's big.
Yeah.
He is a brick house.
He's a brick house.
That's the change my word. Yeah, outhouse. That's the word I was thinking of course.
I say, I play in goal, and them situations, I normally clear the player before going for.
Exactly.
If I've got a player sort of being a pest, I give him a shove, and then I go do my business. He seems to be locked on the ball, and
he just allowed himself to get beat by something simple. I mean, it's easy to do. You just give the player in front of you because he stood in front of you obstructing you. So if you give him a shove, the referee's not going to give the decision. He's not going to give the decision because he'd look at it as, well, he's obstructing him anyway. So, you're not going to get a decision against you for giving a player a shove. We see it every week.
Yeah.
So there is no excuse for him. He was just really, really... I mean, he's just crap. He's just not a good keeper. I didn't think he was a good idea to sign. I don't understand why we signed him. It just makes no sense. He's never shown anything other than what he's done for us, to be honest, throughout his career. So it just beggars belief that we've ended up with him in goal.
Why did we sign him? Is it true just because of that good game he had against us?
Yeah, that's all it was. That was the only thing that I mean, he was an average Championship keeper who struggled in the Championship. I mean, he wasn't even definite first choice there, was he?
We seem to always have goalkeepers have their game, a game of their lives against us. So if we're signing people like that, we could have signed hundreds of keepers. So I mean, it is a poor buy.
There is a problem with the choice of keepers in general, though. I mean, we've not bought a good one since Bruce Grobbelaar. You've got a quite since Pepper Reina, I meant. You know what I mean? And I was going to say, and we've got such a good record of keepers in the past with like Bruce Grobbelaar and Ray Clements and that, and yet we've not had a decent one for years. Oh, yeah, he goes without saying though, doesn't he?
Don't forget Peggy.
With a name like that, he had to be good, didn't he?
I used to style my quiff on Sander Westerveld. I quite liked him.
When he first came in, he was excellent. I remember him, we were playing, I think it was Leeds, and at the time they were a good side. I know, it's a long time ago. You've got to remember that. So it's hard to believe they were ever any good, but they were back then. And I remember we were playing them, and we had nobody fit, no strikers. And we had to play TT Camera. Wasn't it the day his dad died? And he said he'd play anyway. Or was that the West Ham game?
I don't know, mate. I was a bit young around then. When was that?
TT Camera was up front anyway on his own, and basically we were playing 9 defenders, a keeper in Sander Westerveld, and TT Camera up front, pretty much on his own because that was Jed Houllier's system. Oh, he was so negative. And Sander Westerveld was hitting him pinpoint on the chest from everywhere, anywhere TT Camera went. Sander Westerveld was putting the ball on his toe basically, time after time after time. And I just thought, this guy, it was just incredible. And then after a couple of seasons with us, he couldn't pass it. He couldn't pass water. We've had a real problem with our coaching for a while. Got to be said, goalkeeper coaching.
Do you want to bring up his name after?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should.
After he's been ignoring you, hasn't he?
Oh, he doesn't speak on LinkedIn anymore. He doesn't reply on LinkedIn, but I can't say I blame him, really.
Do you have a message for him, or?
I just hope it's not, I just think if he's involved, he must be involved in the scouting of goalkeepers. So why is it, why is he picking ones that can't kick? Because Bogdan's not that good with his feet either, is he?
He's not as bad as Mignolet.
Yeah, but that's a bit like saying, you're not as evil as Hitler. Yeah, that must be a nice guy. And you only killed 30,000 people. You're not that bad in comparison to it. That's what you say. You're comparing it with. Mignolet's the worst kicker of a ball I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anyone that a professional footballer that can't kick a ball before. He's awful. It's embarrassing.
Unfortunately, though, Mignolet didn't play, so
yeah,
we'll have to leave that. We'll move on to centre backs. We'll start with.
We're not doing right back then centre backs.
Do you have to be so pedantic?
I just wondered, so I know where I'm at. That's all. We'll do the centre backs then.
No, I'm just going to go in a totally random order now.
Oh,
I'm just going to try and throw you off your game. No, we'll start with Jose.
Oh, what can you say about him? Apart from the first half, he looked like he was treading in treacle.
Yeah, he did turn like milk, didn't he?
What was going on? He was just so sluggish. I mean, one thing he had before was pace and power. Physically, he was brilliant. But in that game, he looked like an 85-year-old man. You know, who still thinks he's a young lad playing with the kids. Still thinks he's, the young lad, and gets beaten for pace constantly because he hasn't realised he's an old man,
He definitely would look very... Because he was, I quite liked Enrique when he was playing. Whenever he was out of position, he's quick enough to get back in. He's extremely strong. He knocked everyone off the ball, won the ball back quite a lot. I always thought he was a handy left-back.
I'm sorry, you must have been watching a different one. His problem was he never got back.
No, but
when he caught out of position.
Yeah, but when he did have to chase back, now don't discredit. He's made many. That's what I kind of remember him for: the charge back and the shouldering, because he was as strong as an ox, and he was rapid. But what it shows to me is there's a massive difference between being fit and being match fit.
Oh, that's a huge difference. And he clearly isn't fully fit, match fit. I mean, he was well off the pace.
Yeah.
Just looked so sluggish. And even as you were hoping, as the second half went on, he might grow into it. But it was constantly... you expect him to be positioned badly. You've got to, he's a left-back playing at centre-back. You expect him to struggle a bit with being out of position. But when you've got no pace either, it just became a bit like, oh, God, what's he doing? No wonder Ilori had to go off early.
Yeah, doing all his leg work.
Well, he was carrying him.
Yeah.
It must have been he was doing two-man job there. I know people have been criticising him, and I have to say, I don't think Ilori did have a particularly good job, but you've got to remember what he was doing. He was trying to cover for Jose Enrique as well.
I don't get the criticism of Ilori. I know he's my fave, my lover boy. But I thought he did really well. I mean, he looked so calm on the ball.
Weak in the air, though.
No.
He messed up a few headers.
He missed two. This was the one I was watching because I put my neck out on the line for him. So I watched him intensely. He missed two air. He basically headed air. One, he got a little shove as he jumped, and one, he was, "What are you doing there, mate?" sort of thing. But that's match practice. You got to remember he's not played a game all season.
Yeah, but that's exactly my point. Is I wouldn't judge him on that because his judgment's probably a bit off because he's been sat watching and he's been out injured a fair bit as well as not being picked.
I mean, did you not think? Did you not feel he was picking up? He had received the ball, and granted, no one was really pressuring him because it was Exeter and they sat back a bit when we was on top. But he just chests the ball out of the air and he just play it. He fizzed. It's passes he fizzes. They're quick into feet. Yeah.
Got to find, if Lovren was fit, you wouldn't want to change it because Lovren's been fantastic.
Yeah, he has. But him with Sacco, Sacco could go win in the air, be the mean and nasty.
Yeah, it's the perfect combination, basically.
Yeah, a lorry just sweep up beyond.
Alongside either Lovren or Sacco is the combination you're looking for. The one who's calm, composed ball player, and the hard man to get stuck in.
I think Ilori did win a lot of headers out of the box, a lot of defensive clearing headers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't really judge him badly. He was carrying Enrique, his positioning. He was having to try and cover both sides really, rather than playing the way he'd want to. He wasn't. He obviously was, making his debut as well, and it was a hard game for him. You can't expect much more, to be honest.
Did you see signs, though, of what I'm talking about?
He was very composed on the ball. I'd have been happy with him I'd be happy with him to get more chances to see if he can settle in. I'm still not convinced that he's, that he's right, but we need to watch him to see. And from what I saw there, he did enough to say there's something there.
Yeah, definitely. There is something there. I mean, he was first team at Sporting Lisbon, you know, in his teenage years, you know. That's no mean feat.
The difference.
No.
You know, managers here don't trust kids. You look at them, they don't want to play kids unless they, for some reason, like Jack Grealish, I don't know how he got in the team when Ilori, why they trust him over, but, you know, mine's, to be fair to him, he was fighting against, you know, for a place with a team that had Mika Richards, who'd been made all kind of promises to convince him to sign, though I bet I actually wish they hadn't made him any promises, because he's rubbish.
He is awful.
They wanted him. Why did they want him? He was rubbish as a right back. He was so average and overrated.
And this is what stresses me out. People say he couldn't get into the Villa team. At the end of the day, you know, when you're fighting at the bottom, you're going to stick with your senior players.
Not just that. He was promised first choice. He'd play.
Who, Laurie? Oh, Mika.
Richards. That's why there was no chance Laurie would play if Richards was fit. It was that simple. And that was the place he was competing for. It says it all, that Corey's only got in for the cup match. Yeah. And he's their best defender by a country mile. But he'd rather have Joleon Lescott, for heaven's sake. That guy's just... His legs went 3 years ago.
Yeah, and they're playing for contracts, do you know what I mean? Ilori, in all fairness, doesn't give a crap whether they go down or not, you know.
Yeah, because if they go down and they don't want to buy him, he just goes back to Liverpool. So if you're a manager, you can see why you wouldn't want to pick him. You wouldn't trust him over someone that's fighting for their career, basically.
Despite how woeful they are.
Yeah, I mean, Lescott, this is the team Villa's the team he supports. You'd expect him to try harder and perform. Yeah, they go for experience in those positions a lot of the time. People always think the kids just fold, whereas I think sometimes you're better off going for the ones with no fear and just saying, sod it. What's it matter? You're going to go down anyway if you're in Villa's position. You may as well just say sod it and just throw caution to the winds.
Yeah, it's like, I quite like what Arsene Wenger's doing with that Gabriel. He's getting quite a bit of game time.
Gabriel?
It's Gabriel, isn't it?
The Brazilian centre-back.
Yeah.
25 or 26, isn't he?
Is he? Is he really? Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
I thought he was one of the kids.
And they keep calling Paulista, even though he's actually...
The one with the big teeth looks like he could eat an apple through a barbed fence.
I'll have to look it up now. I'm sure
that's his name, isn't it?
Gabriel Paulista. Yeah, he's 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. But I guess he's their third choice then.
Yeah, he's third choice. Mertesacker gets on well with he does well sort of talking the other players through the game. That's why Wenger loves him.
Fair enough. So yeah, we want to see more of Ilori on a nicer surface, a match fit. I want to see a match. I don't want to see him surrounded by kids. Look, here you go. Here's a back line. Klein, Moreno, and either Sacco or Lovren with him in a proper game.
Can I just ask you something? I know you love Klein, but if Flanagan was back to what he was playing like before he got injured, would you pick Klein over Flanagan?
No.
Pardon?
No, I love Flanagan.
Yeah, I just wanted to check because I don't rate Klein.
But will Flanagan get back to... That is my biggest worry.
I hope so, because I love Flanagan.
I love Flanagan. I loved him at left back more than I loved him at right back.
He was a shock there, wasn't he? He was incredible there. But he would listen to the thing I liked about him is he was always listening to the coaches. You know what I mean? He wasn't just, that's it, I'm in the team now. Yeah. He was still listening to the coaches and learning as he was playing.
He's definitely not daft. I mean, people see him sort of a brute scouse, passion on his sleeve, but he's not all that. He's quite a bright player. I mean, he's got a bit of ability to him. I can picture it in my head, the ball sort of come over to him in that left-back space, and he's done a nice Cruyff turn. I think it was against Spurs, done a nice Cruyff turn to open himself up down the wing and beat the man straight away. You
You've been telling me if it was about Spurs, I wouldn't know.
Oh, you don't watch Spurs, forget. What? So you didn't tell me you did not? You've not. Tell me you have seen his goal. YouTube. Yeah, oh, what a goal! I went absolutely berserk.
I hated not being able to matches against Spurs.
I think that was probably his best game ever. I think that was the one where the Cruyff happened. I think that was the one where he absolutely smashes Soldado in the penalty box.
Yeah, I just love Flanagan. But anyway, we'll talk about Exeter. Let's go to Exeter.
Well, let's go to the right back then.
We're not going to mention the substitute who came in because he took on Laurie's place when his legs went. Maguire. Because he played centre back.
We'll do subs at the end. Oh, we'll go through the 11. Because I don't remember. I do. He had the curly hair, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one? Yeah, well, okay, we'll come back to him. So right back. Let's go there. That was
Conor Randall.
That's it. I wanted to say Brannigan, but no. Randall. So, what do you make of Randall? Putting some sturdy, strong challenges.
Yeah, he's willing, but he still looks like a midfielder playing at fullback, which is what he is, basically. He's still not, he still doesn't look entirely comfortable there.
I thought...
He's certainly, at the one position, he's in a position in the team where he's got a chance of challenging for the first team place, because Klein's, whatever you may think of him, I'm still not convinced he's right. He's good enough, and, he could have, but he's not pushed him at all. There's no doubt in my mind that right now, if even I would pick Klein over it every time.
Yeah.
I don't think he did enough to really, he didn't play badly, as in he wasn't but he didn't play particularly well. He didn't do anything to make you think, he deserves a chance,
I thought it was safe. Is that the word?
You'd be happier with him as a cover.
Yeah.
Now, I think, if he was in a better, a stronger side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could talk him through it, but I think he needs that around him, to be honest.
That's fair enough. Okay, we'll
He's still learning the position, and until he's got it sorted in his head, he's always going to struggle without somebody alongside him to talk him through the game, and that's what he needs.
Yeah, I can agree. Over to left back. I'll say I think he was not as good as he was, in his cameo appearances. I'll say a lot of his deliveries were, too hard, too wide.
The pitch was difficult. You could see it bobbling up when he's going to hit crosses, and so it was affecting his delivery, to be fair to him. You see a few, one of them took a horrible bobble as he went to hit it, and it just went out of play. Is that the one that
flew in the stands, that one?
Yeah, it took a horrible bobble when they showed the close. I was like, oh, you poor bugger, because his sex. And he's excellent when he gets there. You get him in the right. You get him the ball in the right position. He can normally deliver excellent balls. So, yeah, it was just a hard game for him. The pitch was horrible, so he couldn't really use his pace as well, which didn't help. He's quick, blisteringly quick, isn't he? He's up there he's one of our quickest players, I reckon.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's quick. Really quick. And he's tough, he's strong, he likes to get stuck in. He's one I'm happy with. You know what I mean? I'd be happy with him being the first choice.
I disagree. I quite like Moreno at the moment.
Moreno just doesn't do enough for me when he goes forward, and he doesn't get back quickly enough anymore. He was at first when Klopp first came in. He was racing back, but now he's getting caught out a bit, which isn't so bad with Klein staying back. It isn't such an issue, but if he's not going to deliver good balls when he gets forward, it becomes an issue. And he doesn't do a lot when he gets forward. He tends to waste possession. You know what I mean? His crosses don't go to our players at all. And I know it's difficult for him because he's got a statue to aim at most of the time, which is a problem.
Yeah.
Because, you've seen, he put, 3 crosses got into the box, and 2 of them, Benteke hadn't even made an effort to get near them. not even made any attempt to get within the 6-yard box. He was still on the edge of the 18-yard box. I mean, I don't know, if you've got a lad like Smith who charges forward and puts the cross in, if I'm Benteke, I'd be busting a gut to get on the end, get in the 6-yard box and hope to get something on. Because he only has to go in. I just don't understand the lad. But yeah, you can't really blame Smith for a lot of it. He's putting things in. I like Smith. I think he's at fault for the first goal, though.
That's come down his channel, and he's nowhere to be seen.
Partially, he did get caught forward, and that would be something that worries me. But then you'd have the same issue with Moreno, I think. Except Smith tends to put in better quality crosses, as a rule. Not always. He didn't show it there, but I don't think anybody could, to be honest.
The thing is, what I'm looking for there in that first goal, I want the left back to think, oh, do you know what? I've just seen Enrique turn like Thomas Tank Engine. Maybe I should just sit back a bit early on until he gets into the game, because literally early in the first 10 minutes Enrique's turned twice and been left for dead, but then Smith has been venturing forwards. Then the ball's come down that channel between Enrique and Smith, and with Smith not there, he's sort of stitched Enrique up. So I know it's asking a lot, but I'd liked him to have been bit more clever in the first half and thought, you know what, maybe I should just sit back a bit, instead of leaving Enrique on his own.
I can see your point, and wouldn't argue it.
Is that asking too much?
I would ask whether the manager's, whether he's got instruction to get forward at every opportunity, because I would think he has. We play with a right back that holds back, and the left backs give them free roam. That's how we've been playing all season.
But Klopp's hardly going to sit in the changing rooms and say, "Look, Smith, Enrique's a lad ass. Don't leave him on his own." So that's what I'm saying. It's down to a player for me there, just to be a bit more. If the attack's on, and the attack is on, but I don't think they countered or anything. I just think he's just a bit out of position. I can't really remember it that well.
To be honest, for me, I think every time I watch any team play these days, I think the fullbacks are always too far up the pitch too early.
Yeah,
it annoys me. It's one of my bugbears. I think they should hold back longer and then get forward. They should be supporting, not the fulcrum of the attack. And unfortunately, they always seem to be the focal point of every attack.
They don't seem to overlap no more, because they're already at the highest point.
Yeah, they're already the first. Yeah. There's no winger there. They're already up there. It's wrong. It's not. It's you're not creating an overload on there.
Man United were deadly with that
instead of a winger. It's bizarre.
Weren't they?
They're not. They're not Dani Alves.
No, that's what I mean. Man United were absolute deadly with overlapping fullbacks.
Yeah, because they had a winger who attacked you, and then when you brought people in to mark him, then he could play it on to a runner who's going past him. But these days, the winger would get the ball, and the fullback's already in front of him, so he can't attack and run at people.
The wingers come inside, yeah.
They
just stood there on the they just stood on the sideline waiting for a ball back to feet. Once the wingers come inside, nothing's on. They turn around and play it back out wide to the fullback that's stationary. Yeah,
exactly. Whereas if they were coming past them afterwards, that's why when Klein has got forward the last few times he got forward, that's why it made such a big impact, because he was doing that. So while I'd like to see him get forward more, when he's doing it afterwards. You know what I mean? He's waiting until the attack's built up and then going past them, which is, so his timing on the runs is good. He's just not doing it enough.
Okay,
that's what you need from a fullback, in my opinion. I think people try and make it too complicated football, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into midfield. And my man of the match. Let's start with him.
Which one's that?
Stuart.
I'm not sure if you said. Stuart. I was wondering if it was Stuart.
I thought he was fantastic.
He was certainly way above what I expected.
Yeah.
Way above. I mean, people say about the players that struggle to get in the lower division team and all that, and that means they're not good enough. Stewart struggled to get games.
Is that Swindon?
Swindon, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's ridiculous, because from what I saw... Swindon, go on.
I'd just like to say best wishes to Martin Ling. And he's got depression, that's why he quit there and he's fighting against mental illness. So, all the best to him, like. But yeah, anyway, back to Stewart. He struggled for them.
I don't get why. I mean, he was strong on the ball. He won his aerial duels. There was, he's got nifty feet. There was that little, he brought the ball down. He had two players around him, and he did the right to left foot shimmy, and skinned them both. So he's quick in the head. He's quick on the ground, and he's strong. He gets the ball, he turns and passes it forwards, and he also picked up the ball and he opened his legs and started to drive. And he kind of reminded me. Do you remember when Tom Huddleston was half decent? Do you remember that long ago?
I ever remember that. Well, I think I ever remember him being half decent.
He used to be half decent, Huddleston. It just reminded me of that sort of, I can sit back and play the ball, or I can have a dribble. And when he's putting in performances at, how old is he?
Stewart, he's like 21, 22, isn't he?
Okay, a bit on the older side of the youngsters.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
But it showed. No, it showed. It showed he's older. It showed his experience. He looked like our most experienced youngster. He looked like the dad of the boys, if that makes sense.
Which is when you've got Enrique, Bogdan and Benteke, who were senior players.
That's it, yeah.
And yet he was the one that seemed to be the one in charge. Yeah, I agree with you. He did impress me the most, because he was the one I expected nothing from, to be honest. I've only really seen him play fullback, to be honest, as well. So I wasn't really sure about him in midfield. I was a bit worried. I know he's played centre-back before as well, so I was thinking maybe it'd be him alongside Ilori and Enrique in midfield, or Smith in midfield in front of Enrique. So I was quite surprised. But, yeah, he looked a good choice.
I'd love to see him in a full team. Just see how he got on.
He did enough to make himself a case for more football, along with Smith, who's already made a case for himself. He's pushed himself into the reckoning where you say he deserves to go, hasn't he, in that match?
Definitely. Okay, so we like Stewart. Our other midfielder, Brannigan.
He was, can't really complain about what he brought to the game either, can you? I thought he was quite good.
I'll be honest.
In that position as well.
I was, because Stewart caught my eye in that midfield, I'll be honest, I was more looking out towards him, and because he caught my eye a couple of times, so I was sort of concentrating what he was doing, so I didn't really take much notice of Brannigan, to be honest. But so this is down to you, Brannigan.
I thought the two of them worked well together. They showed a good understanding. When one went forward, the other one held. Like you were saying, when Stewart drove forward, Brannigan was straight away dropping in to cover the space, which is impressive because he's known as an attacking midfielder, Brannigan. He's normally, he's got an eye for charging forward, so to see him have a bit of defensive responsibility impressed me, gotta say. I don't think he played as well as Stewart, but he didn't have a bad game, and he's another one that's really starting to suggest he's worthy of a run of games as well, because he's never let us down when he's appeared. I know he hasn't played a lot, but still, he's never let us down when he's appeared. So, yeah, I wouldn't be averse to seeing more of him. That's for sure.
Okay. Just thinking about it, it was a diamond, wasn't it? So then we had Teixeira, your love child.
He was sort of on the left, wasn't he, at the time? Sort of.
Yeah.
Freedom. He wasn't rigidly on the left, but he was pretty much on the left. I really love him, so it's difficult to be objective. But at times he showed some sublime touches, but he did try and do a bit too much.
That one up on the one up on the byline on the far side where he got their right back coming up behind him, and one of the midfielders coming over, and he just croifed and jumped between them and got hooked down.
Left him for dead.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. He's doing things, talked about the overlap. When players were overlapping down that left-hand side, when Smith was overlapping, he was laying them in. He was passing it about, but then at times he's doing a bit too much. But he was knocking the ball about, and then he'd drop off and say, give it me back, I'll try and orchestrate something from here. Very confident young man.
I'd like to see him on a better pitch. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Because I think we wouldn't have struggled if that pitch had been good and just given him the ball. I think they'd have ended up down to like 5 men trying to take him out, because they wouldn't have handled him at all. It was only the pitch that seemed to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, a lot of time the ball got sort of like left behind the players, and
yeah, it's just not suited to playing proper football. But that's part of the FA Cup. I'm not complaining about that before anyone thinks I am. It's part of the game. You've got to contend with the conditions. But I'd like to see him on a good pitch, because he's clearly got some fantastic skills.
Did you
an eye for a pass? You
read my post about this? About him getting pigeonholed into the Suso Pacheco thing.
Yeah, I don't get how anyone can compare him with them. He's clearly a level above them, at least. Maybe 3 or 4
Not
levels.
Comparing player-wise, I'm just comparing we all thought Pacheco was going to be this big technical European footballer, and then we all thought Suso was going to be this. Suso had a bit more appearances than Pacheco, and he looked fantastic, and then they stopped playing him. Teixeira, can we hope it doesn't happen to him?
Yeah, it does worry me, because he hasn't. I mean, he had back injuries and stuff. It's bizarre. You just got to hope that this time, he gets his run of games. If he performs, he should stay in the team. Right now, I'm not convinced he did enough to say, I've got to start the next game. That's the only thing that bothers me. But the pitch didn't allow him to, is the other problem.
They'll be playing in the home tie, according to Klopp.
Yeah, and you'd hope that that's his chance, and he shows what he can do, because he's certainly got the ability.
Definitely.
He's still impressed, even though the pitch affected him and he wasn't able to play to his best. I still thought he did well when he got the chance.
He did. He looked extremely tidy. I'd like, I suppose it's the same as Coutinho and Lallana. What we say is about having a forward ahead of him with some movement. I don't think we're going to get the best out of him with Benteke playing the front line.
That's another thing that doesn't help. But, Sinclair provides decent movement.
Well, let's go on Sinclair, since you brought him up. I thought he was absolute woeful. I didn't see him on the pitch. He took his goal, and then he disappeared. He
just is a bit lazy. He didn't really want it enough. You could see he didn't look like a player who wanted to prove himself. He looked like a player who didn't want to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
And yet he's got the fantastic composure in he's a finisher. He's a definite deadly predator. But he doesn't want to be at Liverpool, obviously. You could see in his attitude he was there because he's been picked and, he's contracted to do it. He just wants out, I think. Everything about him, his body language, the way he played. Because I've seen him play in the past, and he's a live wire. Buzzing around, causing mayhem. But that wasn't him. That wasn't what he did. He was poor, very poor, despite the goal.
And he was wearing mascara.
Was he?
Am I the only one that thought this? Surely not.
To be honest, I don't really take that much notice.
He looked like he was wearing some sort of eyeliner mascara thing.
Maybe he was.
Maybe he was. Maybe that's his problem.
Each to their own, as long as he's happy. But yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to be there, and that worries me. His attitude's all wrong.
Yeah.
Which, it isn't a help when we've already got another striker up there who's a statue. We needed someone like Ings buzzing about there.
We did. Let's not... I don't want really waste my time on Sinclair. He's off as far as I'm concerned. I'm not too bothered about him.
His attitude wasn't good.
Yeah. Let's go on to one of my good friends. He is Coventry season ticket holder. He knows bugger all about football, to be honest.
Well, he could support Coventry if he knew anything, would he?
That's it. That's it. And, but I
Is it Richard Keys, by the way?
I've met Richard Keys. Funny you should say that. I got a photo to prove it. With my mate.
Was it you that got a photograph to prove it, or did he get a photograph to prove he'd met Benny Baller?
That's it. I was like, Richard, come on. Richard, I'm just here for the football, mate. Yeah.
I'll sign your stuff afterwards, mate.
That's it. And then we had a go at some women as well. But after that, my mate, he's a massive Coventry fan. I asked him about Kent. Because I quite look at Kent. There was that bit where it come into his feet and he flicked it up over the two players and got beyond them. I think he won a foul in the end. Cut inside a lot, got some shots away, confident young man. I asked my mate what he thought. He said, yeah, he'd been one of our better players. And he's not played every minute of every game, but, they didn't really want him to get recalled. He says basically what happened in that game. He says he shows flashes of brilliance, but then he's greedy. I thought he was good. And how old is he? Because if you're looking at 17, 18, I would back him.
Yeah, he's got pace. He's got his touch. That one ball that came flying over his head, 19. That one ball that came over his head, I think it was a long corner, wasn't it? And it came over his head, and he just killed it dead, one touch with his toe. But then made a bit of a mess afterwards, if I remember correctly. But he showed some fantastic ability. It's just he tried to do too much. I'm hoping that this is just him trying to prove himself.
Yeah,
so
of course
he's trying
it is.
Too hard.
He wants to score the world.
He's a kid and he's making his debut. You've got to expect him to try too hard. So
I thought he was.
Yeah, hopefully that's all it was. But he didn't. I've got to say, personally, I wasn't impressed because he did too much. Too many shots when he had players on.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 times he's cut inside, hit a shot that's been blocked. But I've got no problem with that.
I can see why he was the first to come off.
I think that was just age pulling rank on why he came off first. He sort of disappeared as well, second half. He sort of got a bit tired.
Yeah, I think he just, Klopp just looked at him and said, okay, you're trying too hard. I need to teach you a lesson, get you off, put on someone else on to show that you need to watch and have a look and think about what you did. You know what I mean?
He's only just turned 19. So, I don't know. I think, why not? Why can't he have a future? I thought he was a good player.
He's got the ability. It comes down to whether he's got the attitude now with him. He's got pace as well, So it's not like he's a sluggish lad who's going to struggle because he's got no pace either. He's certainly got the attributes to make it.
Plays for England under 21s. Got 17 appearances. England under 20s. He's got 2 goals in 2 games for the under 18s. 1 goal in 5 games for the England under 20s. And then he's made 17 appearances for Coventry this season.
Yeah, he's got the ability, but still need to see more from him. I certainly wouldn't want to see him in the team on that performance.
No, but what I'm saying, he's 19. Can you see a future?
He's done enough. Yeah, he's done enough to say, I'm not, I've got to hope. And you wouldn't be averse to putting him on late in games to run at people.
Remind me a bit like
seeing him that.
Bit like you mentioned earlier, a bit of a Jack Grealish, sort of a try-happy, cocky little shit, basically. But, he got the ability.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's got a bit of skill, which I'm not convinced on Grealish has got that much. I don't understand the hype about him at all. The ball just seems to end up being given away every time it gets to his feet. So
yeah, I think after a few appearances, he started trying to do everything on his own. After he went a bit to his head, but no, I'd like to see
a cocky little.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kent in the home tie on a nicer surface.
I should think he'll do all right there.
He might start Ojo over him.
The biggest worry for me, obviously, apart from Sinclair and Bogdan, but Bogdan's not going to play, so that's not an issue. Benteke.
Yeah.
I mean, all about. You've got the captain's armband.
I did put in my post on the page, my summary. The 3 people that let us down are our most senior players in Bogdan, Enrique, and Benteke.
And Sinclair as well, obviously, wasn't impressive, but at least he scored. But I just don't get him. I really just don't understand him.
Well, here's a scenario. What if he's carrying an injury and no one knows? Because he was injured before he come back, and then it was like, he's just not match fit. He's just not match fit. He's a statue. He's crap. This is actually
what I watched him do for Belgium and Aston Villa. This is how he plays. He played well. He came in when he first appeared. He came in. He had a few good games, and then it all went to, he got all these people saying, he's going to get a big move, and people are going to offer 30-odd million, which some idiot did eventually. And that was it. He just seemed like, from the moment that happened, it was like, I don't have to bother trying anymore. Somebody's going to pay a lot of money for me, and he just stopped bothering. He's got it there. He's got so much pace and power and the ability. He's one of the best players I've seen in years. For a big, strong fella like that, he's got all the ability to be fantastic. Yeah, it's just not performing. You'd hope he'd be like Didier Drogba, who was a late bloomer. He had all the pace, power and ability, but he just never showed it until all of a sudden it just clicked. But the difference was when Didier Drogba got his big move in France, that was when it clicked for him. It was like he got it and he rose to the occasion. He just raised his game. Each time he stepped up a level, he raised his game to match the level he was playing at, rather than Benteke's just not bothered.
Yeah.
I can't see any reason to keep him.
Fair
Certainly
play.
Not to pick him.
Right then. So we'll just fly through. I just want to... The question is, do you want to see them play with right, okay, because it's too easy a question, so I'm going to make it a bit harder. Say we've got a few injuries, but we could put a strong team out, right? But this one, no. Yeah, okay, right, I got it. We could use James Milner, or...
Yeah.
Okay, that's the question. Yeah. So, like, say a right back, we ain't got right back, Klein's injured, right? So it's either Milner or, his name's Randall. Yes, Milner or Randall.
I'd say go with Randall because you want the player who's...
We're playing Man United, okay? Big game at Anfield.
I still put Milner at right back. He's not a right back.
No, ignore that he's not a right back, because I'm going to use him for every position. He's my utility player, you see. So
you're saying another first team player.
Yeah.
First choice. So would you go for the kid, or would you go for... I'd give Randall a shot.
Okay, Randall.
Because he's had the chance.
Marino's injured. So
I'd have no issues with Smith. In fact, I'd say Smith should for the first team place.
We've got Kolo or Ilori.
It would really depend. If it was Lovren, I'd put Ilori in, definitely.
With Lovren?
Yeah, with Ilori... Lovren or Sacco, I'd play Ilori.
Okay.
If it was Skirl, then I'd be worried about playing Ilori.
Yeah.
Both would want to play the right side for starters, and for second, Skittle doesn't talk, and Ilori needs to be talked through the game.
So, answer the question, Sheila. Ilori or Kolo?
I love Kolo. That's the problem.
I do love Kolo. I wish I didn't pick Kolo. We want to see Ilori.
Really, yeah.
I'm just going to rephrase the question. Do they deserve a shot in the first team? Okay?
I think
Ilori
does deserve a shot.
Good. Okay, Teixeira. Teixeira deserves a shot?
I definitely think he deserves a shot. I mean, when you look at what Lallana's offered, you may as well put Teixeira in.
Fair enough. Does Stewart deserve a shot against Man United?
Ooh. See, that one game isn't...
That's what I'm saying. Chuck him in the deep end.
From what he showed there, yes, he deserves a shot.
Deserves a shot. Good. Brannigan. Not yet, or...
It's Man United. I'd definitely put him in, because wasn't he a Man United lad?
Don't know.
Didn't we get him from Man United? Wasn't he the one we got from United? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, but that shouldn't affect your decision.
Well, it does, because...
Good enough, or next year?
I think he's good enough. What I mean is, when it's a team that they've played for before, sometimes they raise their game just that extra level, don't they?
Okay, it's Arsenal then. Is he ready or next year?
I'd still give him a go. You know what I mean?
You'd give him a go. Okay.
But I've got to say, he wouldn't be my first choice out of those, because
Trissy, this is meant to be quick fire.
Sorry.
It's meant to be quick fire round.
Yeah.
You say the first thing that comes into your head.
I'd give him a chance if he was the option off the kids to choose from. He'd be the one. I'd be happy. Yeah, I'd give him a chance.
Cool. I don't mean to push you, but we're coming up to the hour, and we've got to get in the FA Cup draw and the Ballon d'Or. You see.
Then and get on with it, man.
I'll get out right. Kent, not yet.
No, not for me. On the bench. At best.
At best, yeah. Sinclair, we don't care for. Go do what you want.
No.
And
substitute. Chiravella didn't impress. Struggled a bit, didn't he? When he came
he had some. He few loose passes.
But I still like him. I've seen a lot of him, so I still am.
Well, it's hard to come on in a game like that, isn't it? The pitch by that point is absolutely churned.
He very much puts the ball down to play it, so yeah, it's not a... I wouldn't mind seeing more of him, that's for sure. Same with Maguire. Haven't seen enough of him to judge him, but he didn't do badly at all when he came on, did he?
Mm. Yeah, he's...
But it was excellent.
It was Exeter camping in their half by that point.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit hard to judge. As I was saying, you can't really judge Maguire. But Ojo was excellent when he came on.
Yeah, he looked lively and quick and skillful.
We already know he's a brute. You know what I mean? That lad got something. We already knew that. So
he's one of Ed O2's top-rated players in Europe, isn't he? Youngsters.
No,
well,
he
not him, but his friend.
Put together a list of the top 5, I think it was, and he was one of them in Europe, in the whole of Europe as well.
Yeah, including the Schalke youngster and someone at Chelsea, weren't it?
Yeah, I forget if it wasn't it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was one of them.
Don't think it was Loftus-Cheek. It might have been. No. Nathan Ake. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, he's the left back at Watford.
Oh no, not. Well, maybe him.
Got sent. Yeah, he's on loan from Chelsea.
Oh, okay, yeah, it might have been him. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we expect big things of Ojo.
Oh yeah, he's got it all. It's just whether he knuckles down and lives up to his potential. He's only a kid as well, isn't he? So, yeah, plenty of time for him.
Cool.
Right, we best to the draw then, haven't we?
Yeah, so we got West Ham.
If we get through.
If we get through.
We've got to beat Exeter, obviously, in the replay. And he said second leg then. Yeah, if we beat them in the replay, West Ham, I mean, that's just, oh, God. Still, nice early chance for revenge.
Yeah, I don't mind playing West Ham.
It was a bit of a rubbish draw all round, really, to be honest. So there was nothing really to get your teeth into in any of them ties, was there?
No, there's a potential South Seaside derby. That's not easy to say when you have a lisp. But yeah, the Bournemouth and potentially Portsmouth.
Possibly, yeah.
That could be a good one, feisty one.
It's not exactly, exciting, is it?
No.
Unless, I don't know, because you don't expect... Bournemouth aren't the type of side that will struggle against a lower league side. Are they? They're not one that you'd expect to fold against them like Villa will. Or
you say that, I mean...
Not one that looks like a potential banana skin, so it doesn't get you excited, does it?
The thing is, you say that, Bournemouth cost me £170 on my accumulator with their 88th minute winner against Birmingham. So...
Yeah, that's the kind of team they are. They'll just keep going, and eventually, you know what I mean? Against these lower league teams, up against the top side, Manchester City or someone, they struggle. But the sides in and around them and below them, they're all right because they don't, they work hard and that. They're not gonna just fold and roll over like a Villa and Swansea will just fall apart when things are going against them.
Yeah.
They'll just keep going, Bournemouth. Doesn't really suggest they're going to go out, does it?
Nope. And we've got 4 minutes. There's not much really to discuss. Messi wins the Ballon d'Or. It was expected after his trophy haul last year. That's all there is to it. I'm surprised Jose Enrique weren't nominated, but...
I think that was a mistake. I think they gave the coach of the year to the wrong man at the wrong weekend. There's a bit of an error in there. Typo.
We'll write a letter.
I'm sure he's complaining now on Instagram.
More than likely. Right, anything else you got left to say? We'll wrap it up there.
No, I think... no, we'll speed it through. Because we're running out of time.
I think we've got time.
Have we? I thought you said you only wanted to do an hour.
You seem to be forgetting something. Don't try and get out of it.
Is it... Oh, let me think. No. Oh, let me think. I don't know, you've got me there, mate. I can't think of anything I've missed. Is there something else we normally do in these podcasts? I can't think of anything.
Do the jingle. Do the jingle now.
For Benny Bowler's joke of the week. Wink. I said wink.
That was awful.
I know, but I'm out of practice. I'll get it next time. Anyway, go on. Tell us your joke.
Okay. What was David Bowie's last hit?
Oh, God.
Probably morphine.
Oh, God.
With that, we see you later. Don't forget to like the Facebook page. And, yeah, cheers. We'll try and do one after the Arsenal game, yeah?
Yeah, it's more often, hopefully, these days. Some more then.
Cool.
Well, if my Skype works now.
We should do a competition as well. We should set up a competition to get a third person on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. We need somebody else, because we keep saying we'll have to sort somebody else out.
Yeah, because you're boring. So we need to get rid of you and put someone else in.
Yeah, someone to take over.
Someone else who knows nothing about football.
To what? To watch with you? Yeah, that'd be a match made in heaven too.
Oh, I know what we can do. We could. You won't like
Harry.
it.
I'm going to say Harry.
Oh God, you won't like it because of the bet. I say you won't like it because of the bet, but we could say whoever shares the new Football Rumours pair, we'll randomly pick a name from those who have shared it. Yeah, and then we'll get all the likes and you'll lose the bet.
Prize on there. You can sort out the prize on there then. I'll let you deal with that on there. Sort out who comes on with us.
The chance to meet Sheila. That's the grand prize.
Meters, aren't they? Unless they want to fly out here, I've got no problem if they want to fly out here.
They could put your webcam on and you can reveal all.
They can sleep on the balcony.
Right, that's an hour. Right, cheers for listening. Listen out for the competition then.
Did you tell you? Because I don't remember anything funny yet.
You loved it.
Or did I?
You did. Good night, everyone.
Good night.